Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Levi. I'm here to talk about AI. So, AI is everywhere. It's in everyone's business. There's a ton of hype around it pretty much everywhere online. And I want to talk about how AI specifically helps in my business, whether it helps with marketing, helping me find more deals, or helping me save hours on due diligence. So, without further ado, let's get straight into the video. So, for number one, I have AI for research. Instead of spending hours digging through MLS websites like Zillow, Redfin, or Land.com, stuff like that, I use AI tools to help me get halfway there without even looking at an MLS website to see what I'm going to price property at. Some specific land softwares have AI in them that automatically help calculate exactly what you might be able to sell your parcel for based on similar things that have sold in the area. So, for example, when I first started using these features, I did a couple of tests on properties that I've sold in the past. And let's say, for example, there was one property I got on a seller financing contract. It was worth about $23,000, and I had checked the comp report on the specific property, and it said exactly $23,000. Now, the comp report doesn't even know what I sold it for because it was an off-market transaction, and it literally got it to the thousand on exactly what it would sell for. Now, it's not always 100% accurate, but it gets you like half of the way there. And of course, you have to do your due diligence, but it definitely saves you time, especially if you have to make a quick offer to someone because, they're on the phone expecting it. But nowadays, there's a lot of bougie softwares that also have AI slope reports. It can generate you exactly what parts of the parcel are going to be buildable, and it can show you things like if there's going to be water going through, so like creeks, for example, where the property is going to be elevated, and some of them have 3D views as well. So these slope reports help immensely with knowing exactly what a parcel is going to look like without even needing to visit it in person. Now, it's not always 100% accurate, but it can do a very quick due diligence to help you be more confident when making an offer. So thirdly, market selection. AI nowadays can help you find exactly what counties are going to be good to mail or text or cold call, however you do your marketing. But you can easily go on softwares like the Land Portal, Land Insights, and look at the heat maps, see exactly what counties are going to be worth your time. It saves a lot of time going and wasting my time in bad counties where properties are going to take forever to sell. And it also helps save money by not wasting marketing budget in those specific areas. So fourthly, I have subdivide restrictions. Now, what I really like is I can go into like ChatGPT, for example, and just go and ask for specific counties in like a specific state that have very lenient subdivide restrictions, and it can just tell me very quickly. And then I can go on the heat map and see which of those counties is my best bet when I go do marketing to try and land a subdivide deal. Now, of course, I always have to cross-reference this like on my own, but it helps me be so much more efficient because I can start there and sort of just reverse engineer the process in the sense that I can go essentially do a bunch of quick due diligence, and then when I cross-reference, a lot of the time it ends up being correct. So I can save the trouble looking through all of the counties that aren't worth my time and just skip directly to seeing what the good ones are. And lastly, it helps immensely with finding out utility situations in certain subdivisions. So what do I mean by this? For example, there was a specific subdivision where I could not figure out if it was city sewer or if it was septic tanks that needed to be built. And so I couldn't get in contact with the neighbors. And the reason it was so confusing was because I thought it was septic, but on the other side of the subdivision, it was city sewer. So I had no idea what was true and what wasn't. And so I, kind of had an idea. I was like, let me ask AI if it could figure it out somehow. It ended up finding an MLS listing for me that ended up saying that there was a septic system on the property and I didn't even see it. So it pretty much just did all of my due diligence for me. And I also have used that in multiple other situations with water. But yeah, if you can't figure that out on your own, you can always ask AI and generally can get you a pretty good answer. Now, of course, AI isn't completely just replacing your due diligence on each property, but it helps speed it up so you can be way more efficient and make quicker decisions without as much hesitation. Now, let's move on to using AI for outreach. I have AI write me very personalized letters for people. So like, for example, if I need a letter to like a specific parcel on a specific street, it can write it for me in seconds. I just kind of enter in all the information, helps me optimize letters, stuff like that. Now that's pretty obvious, but something not as obvious is specific like cold texting scripts. So I'll put in like a cold text script that I like, and I'll have AI generate me like 20 different templates because I can't send out the same text from my phone numbers or I'll get in trouble, right? The phone number won't perform as well. So it can do that for me, and I don't have to go and, generate a bunch of versions of the same text, by myself. I can look through the templates, see exactly what I like, and choose from there. And obviously that's not a super big point, but it does help, especially personalized letters. Like I've had a couple instances where I had a cold text lead want me to send them a mail with like my personal like company info, offer, stuff like that. And AI writes it for me super fast. I just plug in all of my, company's information, which is pretty cool. You can use it for pretty much anything. Like if you're doing postcards, stuff like that, it's pretty nice. It just saves you a lot of time in that department. And now I have AI for listings and marketing for my properties that I'm trying to sell. So it's pretty easy. AI can obviously just write me a very well put together listing description that's very optimized for a property listing. Again, self-explanatory. It's probably, an obvious point, but I'm going to mention it nonetheless. And one thing that is good to know is AI can actually help me find realtors in random counties that have sold in the past couple of months quickly. This is good for finding realtors. If I'm looking for a realtor in a specific area, it can just generate me that information pretty quickly without having to do a bunch of research on my own. Now, this is one of the coolest things that AI can do, in my opinion. And I'm going to preference this by saying I'm not like a legal expert, right? But I use AI for title issues and deed preparation a lot. So what do I mean by this? If I come up on a property that I want to buy and there's a lot of title issues, and to be frank, I buy a lot of properties with title issues because they're generally the easiest to buy. I pretty much just enter the situation into ChatGPT or any other AI platform, and it can tell me exactly what I need to do to make the property buyable to have a clean title, so that way I can sell it without having, issues down the line. And it generally gives me very good feedback on exactly what I need to do. I did that a lot, when I was just starting out. And from all the deals that I've done now, I know a lot of the time off the top of my head, but it helps, if I'm going and doing business in a state I've never done business in and there's title issues, it helps me figure out exactly what I need to do because each state is different and you're going to run into a lot of different situations. With that being said, AI can also help with deed preparation. So let's say I need to do a quit claim deed, and I'm trying to get just 50% interest from one of the owners of the property. And this is a true story. I've never been in this situation before. Long story short, there's a lady who wanted to sell for like pretty much nothing, and I couldn't get in contact with the brother at all. No one in the family talked to him. So we bought 50% of the property from this lady. I did it, because AI told me that's what I was supposed to do, and that's what I did. I wrote a quick claim deed. I just got her 50% interest of the property, and now, we just sold that specific interest to the property, right? It pretty much gave me the instructions on how to make the deed. It wrote the deed for me. We got it notarized and we got filed at the county. So it also helps me with, crafting just basic, general warranty deeds, deed of trusts, stuff like that. It also helps when I'm doing, my own transfers, either when I'm buying or selling. I can just have it cross-check all the information to make sure it looks correct before I actually send it to a customer or a lead that I'm buying from. And the reason I like closing myself is just because it saves so much money with an attorney or a title company. So it's always nice if I can just do it myself and save a little bit of money that way. Now, there are some limitations, and I need to give you guys a quick reality check because AI isn't, magic or anything, right? It's going to make mistakes. And it's always good to cross-reference, the information that it's giving you, but it can definitely help speed up all of the processes in your company. And honestly, I wouldn't even have a company if it wasn't for AI. It kind of walked me through the entire process of making my my LLC in the first place and going and, for example, registering in different states. It literally helped me do that because it's kind of hard to do on your own. It's not that easy. But essentially, that's how I'm using AI in 2025, guys, for my land flipping business. Research, outreach, comps, marketing, helping me build systems, helping me figure out how to buy properties that I'm not even sure how to buy because there's title issues. If you guys aren't using it, you're probably not super efficient in your business, and you are going to fall behind because everyone else is using it nowadays. So, guys, like the video, make sure you subscribe, comment any insight that you have if you guys use AI in your business. Again, my name is Levi. I hope you guys have a nice rest of your day, and peace out.